Hey, welcome back to Kickin' and Streamin'. It's me, Tammy, and I'm back with my continuing Sundance 2020 Film Festival coverage. So, I guess this was the year for me to see a lot of documentaries. And my next film is another documentary. In this case, it's actually a documentary series that has been picked up by HBO. And I was actually able to see the first 3 episodes of this film, or this docu-series, and it left me wanting more because it freaking left me on a cliffhanger. Ugh. And you're like, well, Tammy, tell us what this is so that we can go watch it. And I'm glad you wanted to know that. So this is the film called, excuse me, I keep saying film, the docu-series McMillions. And again, it's been picked up by HBO and it actually starts airing on February 3rd. And it's a weekly series for 6 episodes. And we got to see the first 3. So, did you ever play the McDonald's Monopoly? Did ya? Yeah, there was no chance that you were ever going to win. So now I don't feel so bad because I could use a lot of money, but that's not to be in the cards because unfortunately behind the scenes and a shock to everyone, even those at McDonald's, the people that were winning were not their customers. Unfortunately, the system was being gamed by the mob, literally. So, this is a really intriguing true crime story, but the directors were also at this film and they did a Q&A and they were talking about it's okay to laugh because most people are like, do we laugh? And some of these characters in the story, from the FBI agents to some of the characters in it, they are funny and they're laughing and we got to see that. But at the same time, this was fraud on a level that was just stunning to everybody because they were like, WTF, are you kidding me? I had no idea. And that's what this story goes back and tells. The story broke, I guess the indictments came in September of 2001, and we all know what happened in September of 2001. And this happened just before that. So instead of being, this story kind of, consuming everything, it was, 9/11 happened and the world changed. And, so it was a really, I remember hearing that this happened, but my focus was not on what was happening, with McDonald's. That's not where my brain was. I, like everybody else, was focused on what happened in New York and Washington, D.C., and in Pennsylvania. So, these indictments were handed down, and I'm not sure exactly how the story ends because I only got to see the first 3 episodes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to know. And it was really, the way they're telling the story, they're using interviews with all of the main characters that were involved, and a lot of recreations, and the recreations are kind of cool in how that they were shot. So they kind of talked about how, they filmed the story, then they kind of, as they were kind of putting everything together in terms of telling the story, then they were like, okay, these are the recreations that we need, and they filmed it just like a film set, and then they just put the pieces in. And it was a really kind of interesting production thing that they talked about. It is definitely worthy of watching at least the first 3 episodes. I'm going to keep this review really kind of short because, gosh darn it, I don't know how it ends. And I won't find out for at least 3 more weeks, like at the end of February, before I can actually see episode 4. They were killing me. They're killing me. I'm dead. Dead. I want to know. Well, obviously, I know what happened, obviously, a tiny bit, but I don't get to, I want to know the story of the people who were involved. And, and I think that's the thing that, why we watch documentaries, is because we want to know We want to connect to the people whose stories we're learning about. Everybody has a story that's worth telling, and um, you know, these guys definitely were telling, they said it's a true crime story. It's going to blow your mind in terms of, McDonald's true crime, not something that people are like, oh, yes, this makes total sense. It's not something that people are going to like just naturally go, oh, yes, that makes total sense. Of course. The mafia and McDonald's. Huh? Yeah, those two M words aren't usually used in the same sentence. So anyway, so this is my first initial response review for McMillions. When we were in Park City, they actually HBO had hired a bunch of people to go around dressed in old style McDonald's costumes. I actually got to interview one of them, so you'll have to check that out in one of my Park City Adventures, Sundance Adventures video that I'm still in the process of editing, but it will be up. And yeah, it was a really intriguing story that I'm really excited to see what happens. And at the end, I will do a complete review where I actually know how the story ends, because I want to freaking know. Inquiring minds. Anyway, so this is one of those where I get to watch it in the gloriousness of the movie theater and from the comfort of my own home. I'm certainly going to enjoy watching it. I hope that you guys are enjoying whatever it is you're watching, whether, from your house and couch or from the theater. And I will see you guys again here soon. Bye!